What is going on? Welcome to another episode of the Dent Digest Live Show. Look who's decided to just kind of rolling up hard. What's up, Manny?
What's up, Ryan? I had to come in with style. You know what I'm saying? It's just a GTR, but you know.
Hey, it's better than a Transit.
Hey, man, got the best, cleanest Transit too. What's
right.
up, Ryan?
Okay.
How are
What's
you?
going on? I'm good. How about yourself?
Had a crazy day, but it's okay. I'm doing good. You know?
Yeah. You had a what do I call that? A reset day to where you can't fix a damn thing, and you just are like, why?
Yeah, you know, it's funny because like I'm over here, all happy that I won second place at the Dent trials, and here I am with a car that I couldn't fix today. Ain't that something?
I bet you Zan could fix it though. Oh, that was a good one.
That was a good one.
That was a hard one. I had to.
Yeah, I just want to say what's up to everyone. If you guys can share the shows, we haven't been on here for a while, so it'll be great to.
It's only been a week.
Share it and let everyone know that we're up, that we're in here. What's up, Danny? What's up, Adam? What's up, Jeff? Joshua?
So how was your trip overall? Good?
Oh, it was awesome. It's crazy because my daughter and my wife are like, "Oh, you're going on vacation." I'm like, "I'm not going on vacation. This is just work." You know, like flying out Friday. We got there at night. Competition was Saturday, and then fly out Sunday. So it's just like it goes by fast.
And it's not vacation. You know what I mean? I mean, it's fun. We all have fun at events. I don't even know what it's like anymore. So I totally forgot. So the good thing with MT, like if you go to MT all these years in a row, right?
Yeah.
And then you miss a year or two, and then you come back, you're like, okay, this is fun again. So hopefully it'll be fun again this year.
Yeah, man. I tell you, it was great seeing a lot of familiar faces. Shout out to Q. Q was there. Danny, we miss you, man. Lee, yeah, we miss you too. Ron, yeah, it was awesome, man. It was a great time. It was a great event. I got to check out the Anson store. Awesome store. It was a great turnout. I mean, as far as I think, a lot of people showed up. A lot of guys who competed. A lot of new faces that I hadn't seen compete before. Some familiar faces, of course, and but
I said this to Kevin too. I said it really wasn't promoted real good. I feel like it kind of
it could have needed more. Yeah.
So I had a lot of people that were like, I didn't even know there was an event, and I'm like, well, I don't really know where you've been, but it
was
next year.
Such a great show, man. Like if anyone has not had the opportunity to make it, definitely you should. You get to meet a lot of techs. You get to basically network and talk about what they're going through, how they're dealing with things. Just so much you could relate. you think that you have something big that you're dealing with, that you hear it from another tech. It's like, oh, that's what you did. So I don't know, just so many things that you get to learn.
You know what it is? My wife says all the time. She's like, why do you like going to these events? Right? Like, you deal with dents all day long. And I was like, we talk about dents. You know what it is? And I said, it's not just the dents. We understand each other.
Right.
Like, you could pick the phone up right now to any one of these guys in this chat, and we can all understand exactly what the hell we're going through that day.
Yeah.
Like completely understand each other, which I can talk to a friend that's not in the industry and they really don't get it.
Yeah. Like, I could go home to my wife. It's like, oh, how was your day? Oh, it was a tough day. It was busy. Oh, it was just tough and busy. Like, it doesn't go into details like, oh, I had this dent. Metal was hard, couldn't get the tool in there or something,
I drilled this hole. I forgot to plug it. So I want to get rolling. I don't want to lose too much time.
Yeah.
So I got one tool. I talked to you about it. I had someone helping me this weekend on some hail cars. And I said how this tool is in running for my tool of the year. And it's one of the cheaper tools that I have that I've gotten. But it's changed my deep dent repair process. And what I mean by that is when you get one of those really deep dents and you've got your hail light or your eliminate light and you're in there and you're trying to get that center up, right? You're ghost pushing. You're in there just trying to figure it out, and you get in there and you're making all these pushes. Bro, this tool right here.
I'm curious to see what
this tool, okay? Yeah. This tool right here has changed the way that I fix really sharp, nasty dents. And the guy that was with me Saturday, and he's like, how has this helped you? And I had a hood with some big, nasty dents in it. And I pretty much start the dent with the light like this, and what it's doing is it's casting so much light in the center of that dent. I can see the complete center. I can see every push. So it's a clean start instead of you getting in there and really making a little bit of mess. Yeah. And then I just slowly dial it back as the dent comes, and then I'll eliminate it and go to the hail light. Yeah. This Pro PDR, I mean, this tool is for $112 or whatever it cost. Get yourself one. It's one of the best. Some of this stuff, I would have made a mess in the beginning and had to sand it. We didn't sand or polish anything. Nice. I mean, it was this tool is really changed. Even on doors, some of the really sharp stuff, maybe the Dent Olympics, you could probably use this. You know what I mean? So, but it really does. It makes a huge difference. But
where I like to use it? It's on the truck tailgate. Sometimes you got a dent all the way at the bottom, and if you open that thing, it just throws you off. So you just let that sit on the bumper and work from the top or somewhere in the back, and it's just really nice.
Yeah.
For those those awkward spots where you can't set your regular light far in there, that light comes in really handy.
And Francisco says he's selling them faster than he can buy them. And the craziest thing, it's a simple tool. You know what I mean? Like, there isn't a whole lot of, but I have just charged it for the first time since I've had it.
I don't know where you got your charging cable from, but I picked mine up from A1. A1 has those cables. I hope I'm not wrong, but I bought two actually, but they're great.
So I see some boxes in the background. I don't know if you want to get into these. I know these guys are tool freaks and want to kind of see what the second place guy buys. This was the highlight of my day.
And for some of you guys that think like, oh, what am I going to compete for? This is why, because you actually get some tools.
Yeah, because you got what, $500 gift cards?
Yeah, so you get $500 gift cards from like different companies, tool companies, and then also the tools that they give out. So like all the tool companies basically donate, and then some of the ones that don't donate tools, they'll basically give you a gift card. So I took my gift card and I picked up a few things from Anson. Some of you guys may already have this thing, but I didn't have the small door jammer from Willie Quick. I have the regular one. And
Yeah.
I think.
Can I tell you what that works really well with?
What's
when
that?
you're working on a hood on the car and you need to get farther away, you know, like the windshield's in the way when you're up by the cowl.
Yeah.
Just raise the hood just enough to get your arms in there.
Oh, yeah.
So
I did it. This too, I know.
That's the best hole straightener, man.
A lot of you guys are like, Manny, bro, I've been having that tool for a long time. I did not have this, and I just finally got it. Shout out to Get a Grip. This is a tool that basically
Manny.
they give out. And then I got a limited light. You know, guys, I'll tell you, it's literally worth like thousands of dollars just working tools. I got some more Anson blue. That stuff is really good.
Some fire.
I got some tips and some goodies that Anson gives out. I bought these hooks. I don't know if some of you guys have them yet, but for some of the hard pulling.
Hold on, I'm putting you on full screen. Oh, yeah.
So I think these are going to be solid for some hard pulls. I also got the rectangle slapper from Kiko.
Yes.
I love this tool.
That's a good.
Such a great tool. Shout out to Anson for all the freebies that they give out. And then I also got this small tip for the
quarter inch.
Yeah, for the small thread.
Dentcraft.
Dentcraft, baby. Looking forward to that. I know a lot of you guys have this, but you know, just thought I bought one. Something I was really happy to add to my collection.
It's a nice hammer, dude.
It's the Glexa blending hammer. I know you have this because you talked to me about it.
The machine work on that hammer is amazing.
It's really nice.
Yeah, it is. It is a nice, well done hammer.
It's really light.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the lightest one in their lineup because they have 3.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. So yeah, nothing crazy, guys, but that's the nice part. When you compete and you win, you get some tools. All right, I'll open up this one real quick. I think I already know what's in here. Ooh, yep. Get a grip.
Umbrella mount.
Yes, sir.
That's a massive suction cup there.
And I got that's an 80-inch size umbrella too. So
nice.
And I know some of you guys are like, Manny, you have a shop. You know, for a whole lot of things.
But I can tell you a funny thing about having a shop, and I do a lot of work in the dark.
Yeah.
Turn the lights off. You know what I mean?
I think that's it. Nothing crazy, guys. A few tools.
It's a nice hammer, dude.
Blend the hammer.
Oh, I just removed Manny from the stream. How about that? That is a good hammer, dude. I mean, it's pretty. It is light, but the machine work is badass.
Yeah. So, like I said, nothing too crazy, but I mean, hey, $500 gift card and some more tools for free. Let's go. So if you guys want to compete, you know, just remind yourself that if you win, you get some tools. So,
well, we got to bring the man on.
Yeah.
You know,
Jeff was saying the joke of the week. So maybe we could
I'll bring Kevin on because he's pretty sharp. Kevin's pretty sharp.
I am no good at it.
All right, let's get him on. What's up, Kevin? Kevin's got no sound.
The man, the legend. Ah.
Hello, everybody.
There you go. What's up, Kevin?
So first off, how's things at home with the storm?
Yeah, man.
And
tell us about that.
I see Woody's buying a new truck already. He's ready to go.
Yeah, I tell you, so the way that storm came, we were actually it's still in Burleson, and we saw that storm forming, and we're like, we should be fine. It looks like it's going to cut west. And but here's the deal: anytime there's a hurricane heading to the Gulf of Mexico, where we all live, you got to have a plan. You got to be able to get out of the way, because it is obviously you've seen the before and after pictures of Fort Myers Beach, and Woody didn't live far from there, and unfortunately, I think Keith Shapiro is not far. I haven't talked to him, but yeah, it's devastating, man. It's horrible. So we came straight from Burleson, came home. By Monday afternoon, the family, my in-laws live across the street. My kids live nearby. Said, let's pack it up. We're out of here. So we left town. We secured our house, and it's kind of funny when you have not funny, but when you have a house where we live, we're only 8 feet above sea level, and you kind of look back at your stuff and like, man, I hope you're still here when we get back. But
Man.
you can't take everything. So we bolted out of here, and luckily we dodged a bullet, because if that thing hit Tampa the way it was supposed to, but a Cat 4, Tampa would be it'd be gone. I mean, we would not have the city of Tampa, St. Pete, all these little towns. So I'm not taking away from Fort Myers Beach or Fort Myers or all those other cities, because I mean, it's going to be a long rebuilding time, and all those places down there. It's very sad for Florida, but anyway, we're safe. We had a little bit of wind damage, but no damage to our home, and we're okay. We're all safe and alive. I mean, luckily we've all networked, most of the people in your group, to where if you really needed something, we would all lend a helping hand. So it's nice. PDR community steps up every time, man. I love it.
Now, Woody got hit pretty good, right?
Woody got hit really good. Yeah, he lost his truck, lost his lights, his van. He saved all of his tools, but he, a lot of damage. And he wrote it out. He was there. He saw the thing coming. So.
Yeah, there was a video he posted of the outside, and I mean, that water was up there.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I do like is I won't go into detail because I don't know everything that's everyone has done, but man, talk about people stepping up and just reaching out and helping him. He'll be okay. It might take a while, but he'll be okay. And it's good to see people helping him with work, vehicles, place to stay. So it's nice. Real good.
It's great. So. And that's where, that's where it really shows, the love and the care from everyone, especially the PDR community.
Absolutely.
Situations like that.
I told him, I said, come here. I have work for you right now today. I mean, it's, you might not like it. Probably stuff I don't want to do.
Yeah. Well, we're glad to hear that, you guys were okay, and you guys were able to be good and have your home to come back to, because I'm sure that there's a lot of people that don't have a home to go back to, and I could only imagine what that feeling is.
It's a lesson in, kind of teaches you about material things, like not being that important, as you're like, hey, I got my family safe, but if my house goes away, it's, it's a house. We can live somewhere else. So as sad as it is, and I'm not going to downplay it because it is sad, but hey, we when we moved to Florida, we knew what we were getting into. Hey, hurricanes come here, so we have a great plan. We can always get out here, and we can always work somewhere else. So if we're alive. So
I was thinking like, man, Kevin's just getting back from Texas, and going home to that. I'm like, oh, geez,
terrible.
I was calling and his phone was like turned off, and I was like, yeah, shit's hitting the fan.
So where we go to evacuate, I have 0 cell service.
It's a bomb shelter.
It kind of is. It's 110 feet above sea level. I'm like, all right, we're safe here, but hopefully we're okay.
I've got the weekly joke. It seems like a couple people are asking about it. I hope you're ready, Kevin.
Kevin, please, because
Oh,
I failed on this already.
This is a tough one. This is actually a pretty hard one.
There's actually not even hopes for me to get it.
Why did the Huh?
Is it an essay?
Yeah. Why did the Scarecrow win a Nobel Prize? Why did the Scarecrow win a Nobel Prize?
Wow. No clue.
This is a hard one. There's no way I would figure this out. You know,
someone in the comments, please save us.
There's no way. There's no way somebody's gonna figure this out.
I don't know.
Kevin, if you got to bring in the wife.
Yeah, I'm sure your wife could figure it out.
Let me phone a friend. Hang on, I'm gonna put you guys on pause. What are my lifelines here?
It says.
So it is. Do you want the answer? You ready?
Yeah,
so why did the Scarecrow win a Nobel Prize? He was outstanding in his field.
Wah, wah, wah. Oh man. See?
That was a hard one, man. That was a hard one. That was a hard one. So let's get into this trials here. So, and I asked a real hard question to Kevin the other day. How do you, we know Manny's really, really good. We know Zan's really, really good. And there were a lot of really other good techs there doing the competition.
Absolutely.
Yeah. How do you judge two perfect dents? So if you look at a perfect repair and you look at a perfect repair, how do you judge it?
So because it's 3 dents per person, the way our judge scale is this a 9? Is this a 10? And we can add we're going to move it to 9.5, but we didn't add for each dent like we had before. These were based on a scale of 10. So the problem, was it a 9 or 9.5 or 9.6? I mean, it's a sliding scale for the judges. The thing is, it's still an average of all the judges and all the scores. Mm-hmm. So if you got obviously 3 10s, 10, 10, 10, this guy's getting a 10 on the whole thing. There was no one that was absolutely perfect. Mm-hmm. No one competitor had perfection throughout.
And you have a time limit also, correct?
Yeah, it's 90 minutes for the dent trials.
I think overall is, I think this is where it's great when you have 10 judges or multiple judges,
Absolutely.
Because just like, all of us techs, even though we all know how to push a dent here, the show, we're all going to see these dents differently.
Absolutely.
And I think same thing when it is when judging, this is what I tell all the techs is just like, don't beat yourself down because you think that so-and-so is going to win or that you're not going to win. It's just like, you just got to be your best, do your best, and, let the numbers roll.
Yeah. The difference is, over the last few years, because we by the way, we made a few mistakes along the way, but not in the last few years. We've kind of dialed it in, and we've become, it's a machine the way the whole process works. So when we judge, we all have to agree on the top 10 now, or top 5. It even though it's a blind judging, if someone watches this guy or, hey, they know where their dent is, it makes no difference, because by the end of the whole thing, we're all looking at the same dents and going, this guy or whoever's dents these were better than number 2 or number 3 or number 4 or number 5. So it's not like the old days where we had the paper and, we're trying to figure it out with our eyes, and some guys use a fog line. And so, I use lines, and I it's when I judge, I move my board away, move it close. I cross check everything. And then I'm able to judge, I can figure out every little thing that maybe they didn't do or they did, and figure out if they didn't have enough time. And I'm not saying all the judges, we've all been around a long time. Obviously we've done this before. There was no one there at the dent trials that, has not judged before.
Yeah.
Now, was that dent trials a lot like Vegas, as in the dents and the time, or did you kind of modify it to...
Oh no, we
it's almost the
Manny, I don't know if you saw this, but the difference was we had Nissans and Fusions. So we had Chrysler's products in Burleson. And the problem with that is people are like, oh my God, no heat. I mean, they're going to crack paint, which by the way, people did. And I, everyone did an excellent job. Anyone who competed, hats off to you, because it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
You put on yourself and
that's go ahead.
It's crazy. We were not generous on the fender at all. I mean,
no, that was a gnarly dent.
We were actually kind of, I mean, it's possible.
Can I tell you something? When I was working that fender dent, in my mind, I was hating the whole thing. I was like, oh, this is not cool. They set me up for the worst dent. I'm like, this competition, it's no. I'm like, I'm about to drop my tools and just go. Yeah. But I just kept working. And before I knew it, I was like, oh, it doesn't look that bad. Move on to the next step,
I don't remember whose dents are who. You're obviously you came in second. Your dents had to be amazing because they were really, really difficult. I don't even know what car you were on, but I will say that out of the two cars, there was one side that we actually pretty much demolished the fender to test it, and when we're testing it almost took me. We had 5 dents, no, actually 7 dents between 2 fenders on Friday that we fixed just to make sure it was in the allotted time, fixable, no broken paint. And once we did that, we could realize like, okay, here's the time. It's a dent that can be fixed within 45 minutes, which leaves you, the other two dents were a little bit more generous. The fender was not.
The fender was terrible. I saw it. I was like, oh, geez.
I'm telling you, for real, I was ready to walk out and be like.
And that's not Manny. Everybody knows the positive, really uplifting Manny. When Manny told me this the other day, he's like, bro, I was ready to say, screw it. I was ready to go just straight leave. And I was like.
I was so ready.
Dude, Manny walks in. He's like, hey. And then he sees Dan like, oh.
Like literally, like, whoa. Is that
look on your face? I'm like, and we're sorry, but not sorry, really.
And, I gotta tell you, that's one thing that I love about the competition, that you just never know what you're walking up to. And I mean, it truly puts you down, just like how it is a regular day in the field. You go to a client's house, no matter how much description they give you, you just, to the moment you get there, you see the dent, that's it. That's how it is in the competition, I feel like.
Yeah.
No matter how many times you've done it, you show up and it's just like, till then it's different. Don't know what you're up to.
Yeah. I mean, you got to be MacGyver.
Yeah.
I will say this, and I mean this throughout the entire competition and the PDR community, over 20 something years now, I've heard guys like, well, I don't need to do Dent Olympics. I don't need to pay to fix a dent. Yeah. And in which case, I understand their mentality. However, when you explain, like, there's tons of prizes. If you're that good, why don't you just compete and have a good time and see where you come in? I mean, it's it's for fun. It's not. This is not gonna. You're not gonna be the world's best dent guy just because you win the Dent Olympics I mean, you're good. Obviously, everyone there is great. I don't mean that. I don't want to take away from it, but I'm saying we had 9 guys that have never, ever competed, ever, out of 16.
Yeah. There was a guy there, self-trained for working in Texas for 12 years.
Yeah.
Then Mo got to meet him just while being out there. And, the guy's good. And she's like, hey, why don't you just go out and compete? And yeah, he sure did. And yeah, he was just like, man, I've been pushing dents for a long time, and he says I didn't know what this was about, and he literally told me, he's like, this is tough.
Yeah.
This is tough. And I met another gentleman, a tech for 20 years, and and
Mitch.
and he was just like, yeah, this is just mind blowing. And the funny thing is that all of these guys that do it once, they want to do it again.
Every single one of them.
Yeah.
You can't wait to, like, oh my God, that was so fun.
Why do you think it is? Do you think they like the challenge? After you get past that nervous part of it, I think you kind of, all right, I know what we got to do now.
Yeah. You can fix it. It's fixable. Yeah. It's a fixable dent. Your ego gets out of the way. You get out of your own head, and you realize that all your competitors, judges, people around you at MTE, they're rooting you on. They're cheerleaders, man. They're like, come on, we're here for you. So why not come and compete and have a good time? Which, we've got some great competitions coming. I'm like, we'll go into that in a minute, but you're gonna laugh. You're gonna be like, oh hell yeah, I'm good.
And Better Dent Repair is asking, are flat bars or fender pliers allowed on the fender dents?
You can't really see the fender pliers where you're flexing. And the only reason I know this is I went, we tried several different stuff. You can use a flat bar if that's your thing. If you want to use a dent dial, you're welcome to. However, there's like when I was fixing them, I fix them obviously a certain way than maybe Jean or Manny or any of the other competitors. I mean, I just go about fixing certain dents a different way. Plus, I'm a line guy. I don't fix a fog or a shade. So the vision, the actual technique might be a little different, but the end result still needs to be, hey, we want to see, give us your best. That's all. And that's what
I think that overall these dents are set up just to be dealt with your regular, tools, your push rod or, dent dial. And that's where it gets tricky too, because if you want to test out these different tools, and I'll tell you, because I've made that mistake. The thing that happens with that is that your time starts running out. Mm-hmm. So, you try these new tools that you think you were going to make it easier for yourself, but now you realize that they're not working out. Then you go back to what it's going to work. But by then, you've already lost 5-10 minutes. And I'll tell you, those 5-10 minutes, man, oh boy, they could do a lot for you,
Yeah, I'm proud of you, man. You did excellent work. I mean, the whole I loved every bit of this dent trials. Personally.
Same here.
Now, did you have to fix all the dents when they were done?
It's a little different now because these cars are not out of a fleet that I actually work with. So we make them really nice. Let's just say they're flat. They look good. There's been this particular batch we actually sent back better than they came to us. So I'll leave it at that. So, and that's typical. Like there'll be something marked on the car when they leave, say whatever car, wherever they get the car, there'll be something marked on the documentation. And then they bring the car back and it's flat and it's perfect. And they're like, I thought there was something.
Not there anymore.
We've dealt with that. And
now, do you have to buy the insurance on the rental cars, or do you just?
I think we have trust in our cleanup guys. So,
there's a lot of good cleanup guys.
There's some good cleanup guys.
Lots of sanding, lots of polishing. It'll be fun.
I did use some toll cut. I'm not gonna lie, but
that's the only time it's okay to use.
Now, what do you guys look for when you judge? I mean, texture-wise, what are you looking for in that?
Mainly flatness. We want to see how flat that dent is. And where guys get stuck is they bring a knockdown and it's not a clean knockdown. And I always tell, like, I think I've communicated to everyone who competed, this, especially here, or the tag team. No, I can't talk to everyone in the Dent Olympics, but I call them like, listen, bring the tools that you love, that you fix dents every day with, and make sure your knockdown's clean, because there's no mechanical buffing. So if you scratch that car, I don't want to see them get points taken off because of that. Because the difference between a perfect dent and like a scratch where we can't see the dent properly, I mean, it's on the competitor. So,
Yeah.
but we look at flatness, texture, overall cross check,
Cross-check,
and yeah.
And that's what I tell everyone too. Is just like it's one thing to, get a dent flat, but then can you get the texture perfect? And when you get all those two perfect, when you cross check, is it still gone?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, it's definitely a tough competition, and I like it.
You're gonna love the next ones.
Ah.
We're actually gonna have 3 competitions in Orlando. Two would be for you, but the other one obviously not. But
What's the other one?
We're gonna do our first ever beginners competition.
What?
Yeah.
Nice.
What's your qualifications for beginners? Maybe I'll be interested.
You got to be under 2 years at time of checking. You're out, buddy.
Yeah, 2.0 doesn't count, or 2.0 doesn't count.
And the thing is, you actually have to come in with a sponsor, and you have to be verified. So the verification process, I mean, it'll be, there's a board. So right now, there's only one guy on it, but that's me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. We've got a team working on it, and we're not going to announce that probably for a few weeks. So there won't be signups for the beginner competition yet. We're working out the details, but the other 2, the Dent Olympics is open for registration in Orlando.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So now the Dent trials we're done, and then now all eyes on the Dent Olympics.
Yeah, and so let me just reiterate on the Dent trials. Dent trials next year probably won't be at Anson, although I love the venue. It was great. But this was actually set up as a traveling show to go somewhere else in the beginning. So next year it'll be a different location, different setup, layout. Who knows? I mean, we're definitely going to advertise it a little more heavily.
RPS Dent Specialist, it could be there.
Yeah. You know what was funny is that we took an Uber to the Anson store, and he just took us through some back roads.
Yeah.
And at one point, I'm like, I hope I'm going to the right place. I'm like, where are we going? Because we're going through like some farm, dirt roads, and just all kinds of crazy roads.
No lights.
No lights. No,
Cows.
I mean, I couldn't even see the street sign, but our Uber guy just knew where to go. And before you know it, it was just like, boom, the Anson store.
He skipped the whole highway and took the back way, which was amazing. Yeah. I love that route. All back roads.
Yeah. So it seemed like they had a whole spread: food and beer and drinks, and I mean, Craig, they do a nice job over there.
So they were the hosts. MTE took care of the alcohol and the actual setup there. I mean, Anson really, they laid it out so nice. It was well lit, well done. MTE, between the 2 of them coming in together, was just amazing. And for these smaller venues, if you haven't been to a smaller gathering or meetup, they're really set up for networking.
Yeah.
And having a competition at a meetup is pretty exciting anyway. But,
I got to say thank you to Anson, because that was
they were great
place. Yeah, the hospitality was awesome.
Hats off to them. I mean, I know a lot of these tool companies. Dentcraft had swag, and Mobile Tech RX was there.
What's something
I don't really want to leave anyone out, so it was amazing.
It's something I picked up that I loved, and I don't know if this has probably been out for some time, but it was one of my favorite things that I brought back, aside from the award, is the small Dentcraft.
No crap. Little catalog?
Yeah, catalog. I love it. I mean, we're all used to the big one, right?
Awesome.
But as soon as I got this, I was just like, this is so cool.
I need to get me one of those.
Yeah.
I could literally put this in my pocket and just go everywhere and just, read up on something.
They worked on that for a while too. It's great.
I love it. This is awesome.
So what is your feeling on the competition? Do you feel like techs are getting better? Do you feel like there's just a lot of like newer techs trying, or what's your go on because you've been doing it for a while? So do you feel like the techs skill levels are getting higher, or do you feel like there's some newer techs getting into it? What's your take on the whole thing?
I think both. I mean, the older guys, I'm one of those guys. I've been around a long time, but we're not. It's not like we're getting out of the business, but in order to stay part of what we're doing in the community, we got to adapt. We got to make changes. We got to try new tools and new knockdowns and new things. And these new guys coming out of school, I mean, they do have an advantage over guys that were trained back in the '90s, and even 2000s, because they come out already knowing stuff that it took us maybe 10 years to learn. So for that, yeah, the time gap is much better for them. And hats off to those guys too, because they come in, guns blazing, they're ready to go. They're like, hey, I'm good. I want to do this. And I think we're seeing a different level of professionalism and perfection. So I think over the next few years, we're still kind of grassroots. So over the next few years, you're going to see an increase in these repairs and level of repairs. I mean, I've seen some stuff. I'm like, I would have passed on that. I mean, personally,
yeah.
I would have passed on it. I would have passed on it 10 years ago. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying we can't do it. I'm saying, what do you want to do to your body? I mean, the amount of force and torque that you put on yourself, but new tools make it's doable.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about the future, really, with these guys. I mean, we make the dents hard anyway, but they're fixing them.
The thing too is that, no matter how experienced a tech could be, it's just, there's always something that, like I was saying, the time just plays with you too, and there's new techs too that, they've learned how to do things differently. And they could get, to making a dent look good really fast, and be bad in other areas. I don't know. There's just so many different variables that, it's what's great about the competition. I saw a lot of good, really good techs. Competition is great, man.
The technique overall, I mean, obviously they all want to get to the same finished point of perfection, but the technique to get there, that's the difference. I mean, you got a new guy who he can get that dent out almost flat in let's just say 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But to perfect it and finish it, it might take him an extra 25 minutes, where a guy who's got knowledge and it's a slow roll, he might be able to finish that in 20 minutes, from start to finish. And that's kind of the difference of, we're just seeing different techniques and the way they go about fixing it. And they get in their head, man. I mean, you've got guys that are route guys, and you got guys that are hill guys, and you got guys that own a shop, retail guys. I mean, it's a complete different ball game all the way around, and you're bringing them all together and saying, we want you to compete, have a good time, enjoy yourself. When you're done, we got some beers over here, pizza over here. We're all going to go out tonight and have a good time. And at the end of the day, great job. Thanks for coming. And we hope you did good. We hope you had fun.
Yeah.
And that's where we're at.
Yeah.
What do you see for the future?
More competitions, more fun. That tag team competition took off huge a few years ago. And it's just, I mean, this year, I can already tell you, these guys are already calling me like 3 months ago, like, is this a great idea? I'm like, actually, that's a great idea. You should roll with that. The entertainment side, I think, you're seeing a upscale on that. But as far as the actual dents, it comes down to it's hard to get the right cars. So personally, I'd like to see some Chevy products and Toyota products, but kind of hard. And now what no one's really thought of is cars coming in to Florida for MTE. We don't know what's going to happen, because this storm is going to eat up a lot of cars. People are going to need cars. So that's going to be a challenge for the not only the moderators, but the for me and MTE, the people that put the show on. So
now that you mentioned the storm and the car situation, where the convention is, where the MTE is happening, was any of that area affected or?
we had flooding in Orlando. So all those lakes and rivers right there. I mean, it probably had water rising at Shingle Creek, but it's not affected. They're open for business. They're ready to have us. Orlando's fine. I was over kind of near that way about 15 minutes this morning. There's no damage. There's so much traffic, it's not even funny. So,
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. I thought DC and Maryland was bad, honestly, but Orlando, man, God.
You've been gone a while. You've been gone a while.
I've been gone a long time.
So, what's any ideas, any good stuff you would say for guys to look forward for MTE for the competition?
Absolutely. So book your room as fast as you can, because rooms are they won't last, and they won't be able to add any more on that rate. So hotels.com, they're showing $300 rate plus. MTE's website is showing in the twos, just over $200.
209.
So book your room as fast as you can, whether you come in Tuesday night, Wednesday night, leave Sunday, it doesn't matter. But the networking starts pretty much when you get there. There's other dent guys that have already been there
at the airport
Saturday. Yeah. So this is going to be the biggest one yet. We're going to have probably over 5,000 people. Borders are open, and I'm excited because this is going to bring back the Europeans, the Canadians, the Germans, the Russians, hopefully the Japanese guys. I mean, I want everyone to show up and have a good time. This is an international competition, so
it's like the homecoming.
Yeah, it is. It's exciting. So for us putting it on, we're looking at it going, man, these rooms are going to sell out, and people, they should be excited because the tool companies are excited. The Radio Row is going to happen, by the way, which I'm happy to see you on there. Playing your
Kevin doesn't think I'm coming, but I'm coming. He looks at me. He's like, I've heard this before. This is the earliest I've ever booked it.
This is the earliest you've ever booked.
All right. Okay.
Now it's the two competitions that we have. One being open, the original Dent Olympics, which once we get the cars, we'll decipher the actual dent and the PSI, and it will be fixable within the amount of time. We make sure of that every single time. We always say, hey, time's going to be a factor for a lot of guys, but these are fixable within the time. And we test them. So we know. Between the moderators and the judge crew, we go through it. We're like, okay, this is a good PSI. Now, we have messed up because the PSI on the fenders at the dent trials, I'm like, I cranked that thing up to 30, and it hit it. And I'm like, all right.
Bring it down.
Maybe 18. We fixed it though.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I mean, for being a tech that competes, I could tell when that PSI was cranked.
Jeez, man.
I could tell.
Yeah, it was cranked up, but we want to put a fair competition and have everyone have a good time, and I hope everyone does, because this year we'll have the tag team's going to open up next week, and we're going to actually have the Friday, we're going to have the entertainment portion. So if you compete in the entertainment portion before, it'll be seeded based on where you were, last year, but that'll all be voted on by the crowd, not the judges, not the moderators. The crowd will judge the entertainment portion of that.
How does the crowd judge, if you don't mind me asking?
They'll have to, I think there'll either be an app or some. We're working on that. How about that?
Okay. I just got to know, what do I got to give out to this crowd,
Yeah, right.
Candy.
Everybody. Last year was tough too because everyone was so good. I mean, I knew what you were doing. I knew what the guys were doing. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be amazing. And it was. I was blown away. We'll have Lee Roth as our announcer. And, hey, I'll just tell you right now, start planning. If you're going to be part of that, plan, come in, have a good time. Regardless of how great your dent looks, if you win the entertainment portion, it just gives like, yeah, we won, you know.
Yeah.
We won something. And there's prizes, there's a trophy. So, you know, but that alone, the second day will be we'll end up doing the judges on all the dents for the tag team. And then the beginner competition will go, so they'll all be in the same area, but it'll be a little different setup. So, yeah, we're just excited about it. The third competition we're working on, but the competition that we're going to do next year with the dent trials, that's going to be pretty interesting. We're working on some details, but I think when we announce what we're doing, you're going to be like, I'm in. I'm definitely.
What is it, like a busted roof competition or something, or what?
Let's just say, if you want to drink, you can drink. If you want to do, it's going to be, yeah, it'll be fun. You'll have a good time. So,
you know, I do have to say that one of the things that I do love about, you know, MTE and I mean, you know, the Dent Olympics and the Dent Trials, it's just a different dents that we have to compete with. You know, Dent Trials 3 dents and the Dent Olympic just 1. I mean, it's just I like that variety of, you know, the difference in both competition.
Yeah.
People could say, well, you know, why go to the, you know, Florida if you already went to the Dent Trials? No, it's different, you know.
Yes.
So if you guys are thinking about going, stop thinking, just get your ticket, book your hotels, and because you definitely don't want to miss out.
You don't want to miss this MTE, man. This will be the biggest one ever.
Do you know what I am missing at MTE?
Besides Manny and I?
Right? Hugs.
Come on.
Free hugs.
Hugs.
I'm missing the drunk Dent Olympics.
It got too wild, man.
It was a lot of fun, Kevin.
It was.
Yeah, it was. I saw the finished product on the one. I'm like,
it was a lot, and a lot of these young guys didn't get to experience it, and it was a lot of fun.
I was glad that car did not come out of anywhere that I knew of in Florida, because I looked at it, I'm like, oh. I mean,
and a lot of these guys don't know what it is. You know, it was an after-hours thing. It wasn't affiliated with MTE.
Not at all.
But we had a car. Everybody was just drinking, having a good time, and cars would get dented, and you have to fix them. And it was a shit show.
And I mean, you got to say the rule was that you needed to be intoxicated. You needed to be drunk, a little bit on the tipsy side to be able to, like, that was the crazy part. If you were too sober, you couldn't do it.
It was,
you're out.
You haven't drank tonight? No, you can't do it.
I mean, I remember Steve Brown coming down in a robe.
Oh,
He's just in a robe. You know what I mean? Like, let's go. So it was a lot of fun. That's the stuff I miss. Some of the older, you know. So I don't know.
I'm not saying it's dead. I'm saying I can't. I mean, I can't be affiliated with it just because MTE's here, and you know, hey, if that happens, trust me, I'm going to be a cheerleader too.
So, well, Kevin, we all appreciate what you do for the industry, for the all the trials and the Dent Olympics. So keep doing what you're doing.
Brother, appreciate you.
And again, man, we're glad that you're safe and the whole family's safe, and that your home, everything's that it's in good shape. You know.
Thank you, guys. You guys were checking on me the whole time. I really appreciate it.
Congrats, Zan. I mean,
yeah. Oh, we forgot about him.
Amazing.
See, I would have called him to have him on the show, but the time difference, and he was away last week, so I didn't want to. You know what I mean? It's completely opposite time, so.
Yeah. I call him if I'm on the road at 5 a.m. I'll give him a call. We'll chit chat for a minute, and you know, he's by the way, he's so extremely happy. I mean, he well deserved. I mean, both of you guys, what an amazing event, and we got it right. I mean, the dents were almost perfect. So
No, the guy's awesome, man. He yeah.
Well, Kev, thank you. You have a great night. Tell wifey we said hi.
Sure will. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you.
I'll
Thank
see
you,
you
Kevin.
later.
See you
Love, guys.
soon.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
See you, Kevin. Yeah, man. If you guys, anyone that's watching the show, if you guys have never made it to Mobile Tech Expo MT in Orlando, it's definitely the place to be if you're
100.
in the industry. If you're not a PDR guy, you're in the detail industry, same thing. It is huge for the detail industry as well. So
yes, there's going to be a lot of stuff there. Ceramic coating companies, PPF companies. There's a lot of stuff that, like I'm bringing all my guys because I want them to go to some of the seminars because it's early, but there's still some really good seminars there. And there's so many other things to look at than just dents now. So I'm excited.
It's big brands too. Don't think that it's just like some unknown brands. Like, no, you got some of the big players in there.
I was sleeping on these guys all these years. There was a company called the Rag Company there, and I'm like, what is this? And they're huge now.
Yeah.
I buy from them all the time. So, I slept on them for a lot of years. I'm like, now you're seeing them on YouTube and really kind of exploded. So,
and that is, the education classes, that is the cool part too, that it's not education classes, not just on PDR, it's also on detail, on polishing, on like ceramic, like so many other things that, that we work with, that if you could just attend some of those classes, you just never know what you can learn. That's what I like doing. A lot of people tell me just like, I've done those education classes so many times. Like, it's the same thing. Well, have you gone to some of the other classes? You got to take advantage. You definitely got to take advantage of the whole show, the whole expo, explore, network, compete. Can't wait.
Well, Manny, you have a fantastic rest of your evening.
Thanks, Ryan.
And I'm excited who we've got on next week.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a great show.
Because I've been laughing my ass off on some of the stuff he's been doing. So it's been really, really good.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for supporting the show. And stay tuned for next week.
Go book your hotel. 100%. Get it over with. You guys have a great night. Be safe. Wash your damn hands and keep it real.
Thanks, guys. See you, Ryan.
See you later. Bye-bye.